want us to talk about this word, reputation. Through their faith, the people in days of old earned a good reputation. The definition of reputation is this: the beliefs or opinions that are generally held about someone or something. It is what is being said about someone. We all have a reputation. You know, people chatter, people talk, and you have a reputation. Some people may know you as the kind person that always has a smile on their face, the person who's so generous. Maybe you have a reputation for always being late, or maybe it's that you always light up the room. Angie laughs at me because I've been doing music for so long, and there are churches that I will go to, and I will just go to attend the church, but as surely as I attend the church, the pastor says, "Hey, do you mind just doing one song? Just do a song." And it's because, and they might not have any instrument that I need or anything, but my reputation, oh, Jonathan will jump up there and do a song. But we all have a reputation, and I want to know, what's the chatter in heaven about you? What is your reputation? What do the angels say about you? What does God say? Now, we know this is a fact, that through scriptures, your heavenly reputation is talked about. Job, for instance, when all of the angelic beings came before the throne of God, God said this about Job: "Have you seen my servant Job?" And he also said in Genesis chapter 6 about Noah, there was no other one righteous like Noah. God notices. When Daniel prayed, if you'll recall this in the latter chapters of Daniel, he prayed and an angel showed up to him and he said this: "O Daniel, greatly loved by God." For to the New Testament, and there was a Roman centurion that came and believed for his servant. And he said, "You don't even have to come to my house. I believe you. I trust you that if you'll just say your word, that my servant will be healed." And Jesus said the word, but afterwards he said, "I haven't seen faith like this in all of Israel." That's a heavenly reputation. Or just in Acts chapter 10, a man by the name of Cornelius, who was a Roman officer as well, an angel showed up to him and it says that your prayers and your gifts to the poor have been seen by God. So it is very biblical that we have a heavenly reputation. But this word also is the word acceptable or approved. And the best way that I could illustrate this is, have you ever been rejected for something? I went to a restaurant in New Orleans. I brought some friends too that I wanted them to experience this restaurant. And when I walked into the front door, it was a party of 4. And I said, "Hey, would you like a table for a party of 4? My friends are so excited to experience this restaurant." And the lady looked at me. She said, "I would love to seat you, but you don't have a button-up shirt on, sir." And I didn't read in the small print that you had to wear a button-up shirt. And I looked nice. I had a jacket on similar to today. I had a T-shirt, and I looked nice, but it wasn't acceptable. And I said, "Ma'am, you are kidding me. You can't just," she said, "No, sir, it's a policy. We can't seat you because you don't have a button-up shirt." Boy, I felt dejected, rejected. I was unacceptable. I'll give you one more illustration. I went to the DMV. Lord, help us all. For 1 hour, I waited for my number to be called. 4,362. Like I got 10 more, I get up there and I had, guys, let me just tell you this for voice of experience. You college students and younger, don't go to the DMV unprepared. You don't want to wait all that time and get to the desk and then not have what you need. You got to have your stuff together. So I had all my folders. I had everything ready. I was like, I felt so confident in myself. I get up there and the lady starts looking, and I was trying to get was trying to transfer a title, and the person who had sold the vehicle had misspelled one of the words. And so the lady was going through it and she said, "Oh, I'm sorry, sir, I can't certify this because there's a misspelling." And I'm like, "Is one letter off?" Like, you see that whiteout pen right there? Ma'am, just do a little something. She said, "Sorry, sir, this is unacceptable. Unacceptable." So I just said, "Well, is there any way I can run and get this taken care of and then pass by the line and come back in?" She said, "No, sir, you have to take another number and try again." So acceptable and unacceptable. Guys, you may like or dislike this about God, but whether you like it or not, this is how it is. That there will be some acceptable and some unacceptable to the Lord on that day of eternity. That's so sobering. But the Bible says he'll turn to those on his left and say, depart from me. I never knew you. And those on his right, welcome. And there will be acceptable and unacceptable. And man, I want to be acceptable on that day. I don't want to show up before the throne of God and it be rejected, unacceptable. I want a good heavenly reputation. I want to be acceptable to the Lord. And the final word that is synonymous with this reputation is the word commendable, which means that God speaks a positive word about you. And when God speaks a positive word about you, it's like his blessing. If God blesses you, who can curse you? Nobody can curse you. God's blessing is so powerful and it stands. And in this word, it says, by their faith, the elders of old received a heavenly commendation. We understand Google reviews. You never go to a restaurant that has under 3 stars because it just don't lie. When people review it, it just is what it is. I had someone ask me for a job reference that had worked for us. And that happens frequently where I'll write a positive commendation. But for this particular person, I could not write a positive commendation. And you got to be truthful with that stuff. You can't, I can't lie. I wouldn't hire this person. And heavenly commendation is when God says a positive word about you. So let's add this up. First, heavenly reputation. Secondly, that we are acceptable. And the third is that we have a commendation from God. So just please wave at me if you want these 3 things. You want this. What gains us this? It's not our works. It's not that you gave in the Kingdom Builders offering last week. It's not that you volunteered at the soup kitchen. What gets us this heavenly reputation is what we believe. What we believe to be true. How convicted are we? How convinced are we?